Alrighty, so it's been a minute since we've covered a weapon. Now, if you guys don't know, I usually cover all the weapons that come out during the season for Save the World, usually depending on the season, of course, and it usually comes in llamas. But however, during this season, we have Hit the Road. Hit the Road actually comes out every week. It kind of, like we usually get something within the week. But most of the weapons are this season are actually in Hit the Road. Like it's about split. Maybe it's like 50-50 because there's only about like 10 weapons and llamas that you can get along with heroes and whatnot. And then most of it, the rest of it is usually in Hit the Road. Now, today we're going to be talking about the STACATTO. Oh, the STACATTO SHOTTO. It is one of the funner, is that a word? It's one of the better shotguns, and it's actually really fun to use whenever it comes to the season, which is the boombox weapon set. If you guys don't know, the llamas this season are rad llamas, and you can get the boombox weapons out of them. However, this weapon actually cannot be cannot be received out of the rad llamas. You actually can get it through the Hit the Road quest line, or the Hit the Road for this week. So yeah, it comes out once a year, and it's actually pretty good. I've already done it. I already got my fifth copy. I don't know. It's been out for so long now that it doesn't surprise me that it's been or it doesn't surprise me that I have more copies. But yeah, let's get into the perks. So the perks we're going to be running is actually a double crit damage build. This is a very unique, not a lot of weapons can have a double crit damage, or just this build itself. But yeah, we're going to be running a double crit damage, and then a crit rating, and then a reload speed. It's a shotgun, so we're going to be wanting to reload a little bit faster than the normal weapons. And then, of course, since it's a fire season, we have water on it. Otherwise, if you use it any other time, you could just put energy, or you can have multiple copies and just make it whatever you need it to be. And then finally, the sixth perk, which is actually unique to the weapon set and unique to the rad llamas or all the boombox weapon set. Stunning or knock back an enemy with this weapon causes nearby enemies to dance for a short duration. So basically, imagine this shotgun kind of like a dance ball, but instead it's a weapon. It's pretty cool. The sixth perk is very unique, and it's very fun to use whenever it comes to killing enemies, and it's definitely worth, in my opinion. Usually it comes like this, but if you somehow get one that doesn't have that, oh, actually, yeah, you can't even, yeah, it does not. Oh yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah, because I think it's the only two. I don't know. Yeah, it's the only one that you can have on this weapon, the only six perks, so you should always run it. Anyways, yeah, it actually doesn't affect missed monsters or bosses, so that's one downside about it, but it still does an insane amount of damage, and running double crit damage on it is actually crazy good. Anyways, let's get into loadout now. The loadout we're going to be running is Buckshot Raptor. He increases your shotgun critical damage by 225%. So this is the main reason why we're going to be running double crit damage, because critical damage is increased by 225%. So we're doing an insane amount of damage per shot once we crit, and it's really nice. And then, of course, we're going to be running Totally Rocking Out. Now, as of recording, Totally Rocking Out is still glitched out. It activates every 8 seconds, and some, the health, whatnot, it's just glitched out. So, yeah. But, of course, we're going to be running Battle Beat. Battle Beat's usually the go-to. Fumble, because we're going to be up close to enemies. And then Locked and Reloaded, since we're going to be reloading this weapon fairly often, since it has a reload perk, it should be faster. And then, of course, Shell Shock, which increases your shotgun damage by 17%, and then Survivalist, which eliminations heal you for 39 base health over 3 seconds. So since we're up close to enemies, we want that health back. And then, yeah, otherwise, that is pretty much the loadout, the weapon we're running. Let's jump into the mission and see how it does against enemies. Alrighty, so we got a group of enemies right here. Now, this weapon is very unique. The one thing that I've noticed, and just notice all the time, is that the weapon's so big, it kind of covers your crosshair just like half slightly. But it's not that bad when it comes to actually killing enemies. Like you can see right here, it pretty much one-shots any normal husk, and then for Husky Husk, it about 2 shots it. And then, of course, once you get the 6 perk activated, you can actually pretty much kill the enemy a lot faster, just due to the fact that they're dancing. So like this group of enemies are dancing, and they can't attack me. They can come towards me, but they can't attack me until after the dance effect is over, which is very nice, because you're not taking that damage, especially in a firestorm, because in firestorm it does affliction to you. You take like that tick of damage every once in a while, and it's not fun. So making it dance and making it not receiving any damage is a lot it's nice. So yeah, Otherwise, I think I'm gonna try to find a mist monster. It doesn't really affect it, just due to the fact that the dance doesn't affect mist monsters. Otherwise, yeah, let me see if I can go find an encampment or mist monster. Alrighty, so I found an encampment. So the cool thing about this weapon, like I said, the 6 perk makes enemies dance, and it's in nearby enemies. I think there's like a half tile radius or maybe a tile radius. So like if I shoot that enemy, those groups of enemies are going to be dancing, which is very nice because they can't attack you. And if you kind of just stand back, since this weapon is technically it's a shotgun, but it kind of fires like an AR. It's pretty distant. So if you kind of just circle around, oh, I'm getting cornered here. Kind of circle around, you can kind of see how making those enemies dance. It's a little bit easier to kill them. So let me war cry here and see if I can. Yeah, there we go. Fry those enemies. There's a lot of shielders, which is like an enemy against shotguns, because shielders do a lot of shielders have a big effect because you can't really damage enemies as fast, which is not fun. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, like it's not really a good crowd clear per se, but against like in a mission where you need to do high damage, or like, you know, you need to kill an enemy pretty fast and for fun too, it's really good because, you know, just dancing an enemy and then bam, just killing it and then get these shielders away. And like, look how far you can shoot it. It's pretty far, I'm not gonna lie. Otherwise, yeah, one shielder, bam. Oh, what? Where's the crit? Okay, maybe it takes a little more shots. I just got unlucky and didn't crit. Otherwise, yeah, let's just jump into the defense and see how it goes from there. Alrighty, so the mission has started. I think this weapon is just really good. I just want to clarify that because I know Beast did a video on it. And you know, he's been talking about it, and he released it a few days before it actually came out, which at the time of recording, today's Wednesday, 6/28. So it came out today, but I think he made a video a few days prior, and he was just talking about how like not a lot of people are like, you know, like not a lot of people are watching it. And it's sad because I do this series on making a video on even bad weapons just to see if I can make them good. And this is one of the good weapons from the boombox weapon set, or just, you know, boombox set. It's really a high output damage. You know, you can crit for 500,000 damage, which is insane, you know, and the constantly shooting from a distance is really nice, especially with a shotgun. Like, not a lot of shotguns can do that. And like the Pulsar, I think it's a Pulsar 9000. That shotgun is like a great example. It's really good for damage, but you can't stand like this distance away. And like, look at the Smasher. Like, I'm slowly but surely, you know, killing it. It does a decent amount of damage, and it's nice, especially from a distance away. Instead of being up and close with the enemies, you can stay a distance away and be able to kill the enemies, you know? So it's nice. And my point being is, like, you know, at the end of the day, not a lot of weapons are noticed or seen because, you know, a lot of people, oh, we are taking damage somewhere. Not a lot of people see these weapons, and they don't see the weapons being good because they don't one shot, or they're not a crazy weapon that just instantly fries enemies, you know, like the discharger. So, you know, but trying out different weapons and trying out new ones and whatnot is a lot more fun than just using the same old weapon constantly. I'm gonna build a block off right here because I don't want them coming up over here. It took a little damage already. Yeah, you block off a lot of enemies and then they want to find a different route. See, now they're just going back all the way because they're like, oh, I don't want to walk all the way around because now I can't because, you know, the little wall's there. But yeah, but as you can see, dang, there is just a Smasher right here. Let me see, can I get in there and just like kill it? Is it gone? No, let me kill it real quick. Yeah, look at that. I know it's low health, but still decent amount of damage. Like, it's very fun. And then also to mention, a lot of weapons are very, like, they're kind of like underdog weapons. A lot of people just overlook the fact that some weapons aren't good just due to the fact that they have never tried it. You know, it's like you make the assumption that, oh, this weapon, you know, is a part of this set, so it has to be bad like the others. But like a great example, a lot of people don't like the dragon weapon set, but the Dragon's Roar was amazing when I tried it. It was very fun to use. It was probably one of my favorite ARs now. So, and you know, circling back to where we are now, this Staccato SHOTTO is really good. I mean, the 6 perk basically makes enemies dance for a decent amount of time, and it does a decent amount of damage against mist monsters. Even if it doesn't actually do the dance effect on it, it's really good. Otherwise, let me pause here, and then we'll jump right back into the action. Actually, you know what? I think we can just go. Yeah, just start it right away. But yeah, it's very fun. Finding weapons that you think are bad, and then you try them out, and they impress you, that's like the fun of this game, finding weapons that you enjoy. You know, you're like, oh, you know, this weapon doesn't look like it's a lot of fun, but then you decide to try it and then you enjoy it, which basically that's what this weapon is. You know, a lot of people see a shotgun from a boombox weapon set and they're like, nah, I can't be that good, right? And then they try it out and then they're impressed by it because, you know, like, look at me, I'm clearing enemies after enemies, especially with shielders on them, and I'm still alive, just shooting away. And the fun part about this weapon too is it's actually automatic. So instead of just clicking, you could just hold down spam, or you could just click or whatever, you shoot button down, and you can just keep going. And then you don't even have to ADS either. You could just go into enemies and right there. Okay, maybe not that far because I went into 3 husky husks, but make them dance and bam, look at that. I'm gonna war cry. I know hopefully it's back before the mini boss, probably won't be, but I'm gonna just show you, like, look how fast you reload and then just constantly just frying those enemies coming up here. Oh, it's so nice. Oh, the mini boss is right here too. Oh, it's a damage pulse, corrosive volcanic knockback. I don't know if it's gonna do a lot of damage. Okay, wait, hold on, let me throw some turrets up here. Let me get some those other enemies away. Let me just see. Okay, it's not doing a lot, not doing an insane amount. Let me get some health here real quick. Not an insane amount, but it's doing a decent, you know, like for shotgun, a decent amount. Now, like the room sweeper would definitely probably fly it a lot more, but you know, it's also damage pulse, so taking damage is not a lot of fun. Let me see. Let me just shoot it from here. Yeah, see, okay, it does a decent amount of damage. A decent amount, but I definitely do think I'm gonna need help with on the mini boss here. It's really more for like smaller enemies, husky husk, you know, just regular husk, and even smashers too. I mean, like I've shown you, like does a decent amount once it crits. But on mini bosses, I don't think it's really that great. But yeah, that saying, this is also not a it doesn't have like a 6 perk that affects mini bosses, unlike some other, you know, like affliction and whatnot, something like that. It just, you know, it has a dance one, but it doesn't do a lot, or it doesn't do anything against mini bosses or miss monsters. But yeah, look at that. I mean, it did a decent amount of damage. Took me a little some time, but definitely got killed. And I know I had to get some help with the minigun and all, but honestly, it's not too bad. I really do recommend using this weapon. Try out the loadout and let me know what you think of it, because a lot of people sleep on weapons that they think that are bad, but in the long run, or at the end of the day, they are quite fun and just really interesting, especially boombox weapons. I feel like later in the series, whenever we get to like the woofer, which is basically like the same build as this SHOTTO, it's a lot of fun. It's basically the same thing, and you know, overall, you know, it's basically kind of the same thing. But then also like the Desi Blaster, it's a really great launcher if you know how to use it. A lot of people sleep on it because they don't know what they're doing or know how to use it. You know what I mean? And then like a bunch of other weapons like the ear splitter. A lot of people sleep on the ear splitter and they hate it because it makes a lot of the big sound, a lot of, you know, loud sound whenever you use it. Mic drop too. There's a lot of weapons in this set that are definitely going to be covered and definitely going to be used, and we're going to try to figure out and see if they're good or not. Now, I do have to mention at some point we will be doing the crescendo video, or the crescendo. Don't look forward to that one in more of like a meme format, because I think it'd be funny just running it, because it's not that great of a sniper. It's really weird to use, but we're still gonna do it. I'm still gonna stick with it and see if the weapon can be good. Otherwise, I think that's pretty much it. I definitely recommend checking out the future videos that come out in the, you know, the future when it comes to boombox weapon set. Otherwise, try out the STACATTO SHOTTO. It's a really great shotgun, really fun to use. Use the same loadout or something similar, and let me know what you think. Otherwise, remember, use code Mattio in the item shop. Subscribe down below, like the video, supports me, and I appreciate it. Otherwise, I will catch you guys in the next one.